Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Saturday, beautiful day. It's going to be 77 degrees, it says. So we got double sevens, which is fabulous. Love that start to the day. Let us tap right in, see what storyline Spirit would like to share with you this morning. Oh, thanks for being here. Spirit, what storyline would you like to share with the collective this morning, please? And thank you. What storyline would you like to share with the collective this morning, please, Spirit? Collective storyline, please, Spirit. Collective storyline. Collective storyline, please, Spirit. Collective storyline, thank you. Our house is a very, very, very fine house. And the central energy. The central energy, we've got the star. Rejuvenation and renewal. New beginnings. You're shining bright. Look at you glow. Look at you glow, star. In the challenge position. The Six of Pentacles. I'm not going to say this is your challenge. I'm going to say somebody in the environment, somebody up here is challenged because you're coming into your inheritance. I've heard there's vermin out there curious about your stability, your resources, whether or not you have what did they call it? They want to know if you own a house, if you have land. Leeches wanting to come in and take part in your goodness, in your inheritance. And they're talking about your inheritance, they're talking about your what you've got, what you have, and they're targeting people. They're trying to. In the subconscious, King of Cups. So this star may have their eye on a particular person or already be connected with. They have a very clear understanding of what it is they wish to connect with. The star is all lit up. They're not confused about it. They're not going to be easily misled. In the recent past, the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel has turned. And so you've got some folks out there that did not earn themselves anything, and they probably lost everything that they had because they didn't earn it. So once again, they're out there trying to scheme and scam on other people's inheritance, what they have earned. Intentions, expectations. We got the Wheel of Fortune here. Intentions, expectations. The Most High God is overseeing this. So I don't feel that there's any need to be paranoid, because it's the Most High that is rewarding you with your inheritance. And the Most High is perfectly aware that there are these, this group of folks that were playing God, because they came in and they ambushed and took control of the inheritance last cycle by coming in and using love and sex as a connection, and then to gain contract, and then they all of a sudden own the inheritance. So they're attempting to do that again, but the Most High is aware of these tactics in the near future. Real estate. That's what they're asking about. Real estate. They want to know who has real estate. These leeches. They're eyeballing your inheritance. Four of Wands. So in the near future, there's a celebration and reunion. The Most High isn't going to let the leech take part in the new cycle. He's not going to let them come in and gain contract and ownership of a reward that he has not specifically assigned to them. They won't be able to come in and do that. The lens that's being looked through. Judgment. They're under judgment. In the environment. Is the devil. Codependent, toxic. Masculines is what I'm hearing. Targeting specifically the feminines who are coming into inheritance. They're under judgment. The Most High is here regarding the turn of this wheel. And regarding the inheritances and the new connections, the new love connections. These ones think they're very clever, you know, that they thought they were going to be able to pull one over on the Most High. They really thought that they were that. They still do. They're delusional. Hopes and fears. But if they were that, then why don't they have the reward? Why aren't they getting the inheritance? Because they're not that. Because they're brutal thieves. Forcing everybody to get involved in their fantasy of self-importance. The Emperor. Hopes and fears. So they could be hoping to be seen as an emperor, or they're in fear of an emperor. They're under judgment. I have a feeling they're afraid of this emperor. Working with the Most High here, the Hierophant, and regarding traditional values that are trustworthy. And loyal. Unions. So they're setting up a new foundation that has traditional and moral and ethical values. None of this crap. If you want to eat, you have to get out there and work the garden. You have to do the work or you won't eat. The outcome? Of course, conflict. This devil thinks that it needs everything. It's competing. It wants it. It doesn't feel it has to earn anything. It feels it can just come in and take it. And I'm sorry, that's just not the way it's going to go. You're too strong for that. These ones are trying to manifest a new beginning. You are here developing new skills in your beginning. They want to take part in that because they're in a 5 of Pentacles here. Because the truth is out. And the Queen of Swords, she's like, you know what? We got your number. We got your number. We can see everything. And you're coming into you got this knight in shining armor. They can see too. It's like, you know, the divine are coming together. You got the Hierophant, you got the Emperor, and you got your inheritance. You've got this King of Cups here, who's so there's traditional values, there's love and balance and this compassion, but then you've got the Emperor here who's about rules and power and authority, and he's like grabbing this thing by the horns. This thing that wants to fight. But they're following your heart. Definitely following your heart, and it's the 9 of Cups, wish come true, that gains a victory. And a return to innocence and purity and a deep, deep love overflowing in the heart space, in the lives that we embody and that we share in our environment. So this is beautiful. So the devil's here trying to horn in and take advantage of your kingdom and spouse union and inheritance. They're trying to horn in, they're trying to infiltrate and slip in so they can seed in. But the Hierophant doesn't want, the Most High doesn't want this particular parasitic form to seed into the new chapter. That's why they're here guarding it so closely. This new foundation is not going to be seeded by this. They want to. They're sitting here fighting. But the Emperor is here like, peace out, boys. Peace out. You can take that in many different ways too. Because peace, we're out of here, or you, and if they insist, I suppose something could be going into pieces. If they want to continue fighting, there's probably going to be dismantled. You know, some of us have been experiencing such a harsh way that we've discovered that the fighting for things, the fighting for status, the fighting for this or that is just not worth it. And many of us, especially if you're here, have determined that, you know, life itself holds a priceless value. And they can take all the material items, they can strip you of everybody who loves you, they can replace it with all of those who hate you and want to see you crushed. But you know that the life And the love that is within you sustains you, regardless of what's going on around you and what they try to force on you. Life itself is enough. And it's wonderful. And in that thought, you can sit here and shine. You're a shining beacon of light while they're trying to cover you in crap. And you're just sitting there because you know the value of life. Your own. In connection with Source. Source has allowed you to see the value of your own life as you stood there on your own. And you're getting this reward. You're full of love. And light. Those who have these habitual patterns, these devilish, toxic habitual patterns, they're confused. They're feeling unclear about where you stand, and there shouldn't be any confusion. I mean, they're habitual patterns, and maybe that's why they're confused, because they haven't faced the fact that they're operating out of lower vibrational habitual patterns. They're not even consciously aware of it. I don't think a lot of them. It's just rote over and over and over, unconsciously over and over and over. You know, this thrill of generating up toxicity in the environment. It's like, oh, I'm powerful. I look at all this energy I can drum up, by being toxic. And so they don't even, I think a lot of them with this confusion card here, they're not even really aware of, they're confused. You're shining. They have these darker habitual patterns and they're confused. They're unclear about where you stand. But you're coming into your inheritance and they're like, it's a devilish toxic energy. And they're worried about where they stand with you because you're the one getting the gift. A runner. They're confused about where you stand. They've got habitual patterns that they won't change. They're thinking about this King of Cups. Being with this star, being with this rejuvenator. Neglected. They neglected this. They could have neglected this King of Cups. This codependent, toxic person neglected the love of this King of Cups. The wheel has turned. And it's an expected outcome. The Hierophant knew what was going on. The people needed to be tested. And everybody showed themselves. And see, that's the thing about vulnerability. And presenting yourself authentically and transparently, you give others the opportunity to do the same. To present themselves authentically and transparently. Oftentimes, children will get on the people's nerves because they're so pure, they're so bright, their light shines so bright. And so oftentimes they get the abuse because these damaged adults can't stand the vibrancy. So they got to tune it down, turn it down, right? But the Hierophant knew what was, the people needed to be tested. Everybody needs to be tested throughout every new chapter. Everybody has to fall into their alignment. And then at the end of the cycle, he comes in and clears the foundation, wipes it up, and everybody goes to their proper alignment. Those who neglected others will go into a place where they experience what neglect is. And it's not a punishment. It's a lesson. It's like, it's like that one time when I was a kid and my mother gave us, my brother and I, these little cap guns. And he took that thing and he whacked me hard, like in the back of the head and on the shoulder area here. I mean, he hit me so hard it hurt. And I cried. And then my mother came and she took it out of his hand and she whacked him with it. And then he cried. And then we didn't get to play with them anymore. And it's like, that's the way it is. Ego. He's here handling the prideful people. And in the near future, we do have reunions here with a community, domestic happiness and harmony within the marriage, free, committed, celebratory. Love reunites. Those who have chosen to love and shine get to go be with those who have chosen to love and shine. And those who have chosen to be neglectful and hurtful with dark, prideful, habitual patterning that hurts others for gain, they're gonna, they don't get it. They're under judgment here. They're challenged. They want to run. Soul tie. I always feel connected to you. You may already be in a spiritual union. This devil is here in the environment under judgment. That song, bad boy, what you gonna do, what you gonna do when they come for you, just came through mine. They want forgiveness. They're under judgment. They want forgiveness. The devil is here in the environment with their destructive behaviors. Guilty. Feeling the pain from the damage they've caused. In fear of this emperor here, who is metering out discipline. Protecting this soul tie. Protecting this soul tie from this devil. Guarding the responsibilities. Very responsibly. This devil is guilty and the emperor is handling responsibilities. This emperor takes family and children and dedication to their partnership seriously. All the financial needs, all of the emotional needs, the foundation will be cleared of this kind of crap. You're going to be able to rest assured that you could probably leave your doors unlocked and sleep outside and whatever, and nobody's going to harm you. This is the environment, I believe, that's being created here. There is a rebelling and a competition for it. The devil has been found guilty and they want to fight. They want to fight. That's all they know. All they know is fighting with people and neglecting people, while prancing around pretending that there is somebody special. Dishonesty. By lying, I ripped us apart. Competition, conflict, clashing of petty egos and liars, prideful liars. The Hierophant and the Emperor is here. They got secrets. They might be being uncovered. Yeah, they got secrets here. They lied. They kept secrets. Trying to get your new chapter. And they're feeling your absence. Their values were all about money. And they had sex to get it. They prostituted themselves on a grand scale. And now there's an understanding. They finally see your side of the story, and they understand that they sabotage themselves. They want to talk. They didn't appreciate you. People are gossiping. They're feeling broken and shattered because you love yourself. They tried to take it from you, but you refused to stop loving yourself. And now they want to escape. It could be that they can't get in your space, or they're going to be placed in solitary confinement, and it's too late to take any action. They're being detached because they thought it was really, really funny to hurt you and to joke about trying to destroy your reunion. There's unfinished business here. They don't know what to do because the Emperor and the Hierophant here are here protecting this union from these third parties. They know the truth. And they've been found unworthy. They were daydreaming of being you, but they didn't want to act like it. They wanted to be you, but they didn't want to develop the practices that you have to be that. Freaking loco, man. I mean, there's no common sense to it. They wanted to be you, but they didn't want to develop the practices that make that possible. That's wild. Survive. You survived. Academics, teacher, knowledge, wisdom, habitual patterns. They're confused about the wisdom that they were taught. They were confused about what they were taught. They're confused about what they were taught. They're challenged because you're coming into your inheritance. They want to run away. They don't want to run. You're not running. They can't run. Runner. Love. Love. It could be that you're the star here, the rejuvenator. These ones they're confused about the habitual patterns that they were taught to operate from. They're challenged because you're coming into your inheritance. You don't have to run anymore. You've got love here. You're not running. And in their subconscious, they're thinking about the way they neglected this King of Cups. Failing to give them what they needed. This came out and did a flip. Explore. explore. They could have been taught by an explorer, a time traveler, somebody who came back and taught these people this particular way of thinking and being. This is a parasitic traveler who taught people how to neglect love. It was a great idea. But the Hierophants here, knowing full well what was happening here, observing. And that's the thing I think about the master, being super ninja, super stealth, while people are suffering, crying out for it to end. But there's a macro picture here. So there's all these cries, all these shouts, all these prayers, right? But there's also timelines, dimensions, dens, locations where dishonesty and secrets are held and practiced that have to be investigated. And so any researcher that is a master is going to make sure that they get all the information before they make a move. They have to, in order to be successful. And sometimes you have to be patient and tolerant within your own self while people are screaming out, crying, There's really nothing you can do about it until you have all the proper information. Successfully, right? So, but the wheel is turning. The wheel has turned. It's a very expected outcome. The Hierophant is here knowing exactly what the heck is going on. Fully aware of the practices and the ways of prideful people. Messenger. So these prideful people, I let my pride get in the way of our connection. Yes, they did. They separated themselves from the Most High. They threw away their commitment to love and loving and their relationship with Source on the advice of the teachings of an explorer. Why? Was this explorer calling themselves God? Were they tricked? So you've got a soul tie here. You're always connected, and it's a Four of Wands reunion. You've got your freedom here. You could be spiritually wed or engaged. Or it's going to happen here in the near future in the 3D. Communication. There's no communication. Somebody's not able to communicate. I like this communication card because it's got boxing gloves on it. So this was the typical way of communication in the past. Everybody would come up with their dukes up. And everything was a freaking competition, right? And that's just not the way it's going to happen here. It's an end to that. These people, they can't come in and do that to you. They're under judgment. They want forgiveness. Body, there may be something going on with their body. There could be a body of, well, there's the Hierophant and there's the Emperor, and then you've got this King of Cups here, and they are all here regarding kingdom soul ties, kingdom marriages, and the wheel is turning, right? So whoever this is, I mean, I don't know. There's a restructuring, a realignment. And a new phase, a new phase. And this is forgiveness. They want forgiveness. There's something going on with the body. The devil, codependent and toxic, very destructive, and guilty, feeling the pain from the damage they've caused. Teacher. This teacher, this devil explorer from another place, another time, came here and with their academics, with their knowledge, and taught people how to be prideful, how to be little hoe bags, how to destroy loving connections and extract material wealth out of it. The emperor is here on behalf of these responsible unions. He's very serious about this. The teacher is guilty. And the emperor is here like, he's afraid of this emperor. There's something with the body. The body may be in pain. I feel the damage from the pain I have caused. There's something going on with the body. They want forgiveness. It could be that they're undergoing hardship. Prophesied. Prophecy. They knew this was going to happen. They tried to stop it. This time traveler is from the future place, probably where this emperor Hierophant and the family line had their inheritance, and they're doing very well in another timeline. And this explorer, I feel, came back and tried to disrupt that and extract the material wealth out of the family unit by destroying the family unit, by destroying the children, by destroying star beings and sun beings from coming together and creating powerful life. So they degraded life. They injected it with poisons and toxins. They filled its mind with this repeat loop. Like they literally hacked the brain of the collective field and have been pouring in suffering, disloyalty, and abusive behaviors and neglect, self-loathing. It's a program. So they're sitting here fighting. They've got secrets. They were dishonest. They're trying to, with this competition. So this competition had secrets that they were doing, and they were lying to everybody. They ripped themselves apart. I mean, if it was bad for them in the future that they came back to try to gain an upper hand on, it's going to be worse now. They won't even get to be present. Bohemian, because they're not an artist, they're not a creator, they're a destroyer. They don't see potentials, they see lack, and they attempt to fill their black hole of emptiness by harming others and taking it. They don't want to earn it. They don't want to become a creator that actually manifests strange and beautiful wonders. No. They just want to take yours and then take credit for it. They're not a creator. They might be being haunted in the mental body, experiencing a lot of drama from the invisible realms. They could be getting haunted by spirit in their home, this tribe in their home. So whoever it is, this tribe that gathered lessons and taught people how to behave this way, they're being haunted right now, and they're remembering these things, or you're being remembered as a creator. These are your things that they've been enjoying. There's a backstory here with this witch. This puppet master, this person wanted to come in and dominate the arcana. They wanted to destroy the arcana. They came back in time and tried to destroy the arcana that had the wealth and the status in the future. They came back to try to destroy the future. And justice is being served now. And you're being congratulated. Because what? They were trying to drive you into the grave. They may still be trying to do that by spying on your location, but you don't have to do anything. Just be as you are. Be as you are. This personality is here and now. There's an actor here and now. But there's a promise. It could be that this snake was promised some sort of privilege. Whoever this traveler is, promised this snake some sort of privilege. And this was the academics, this was the teachings of this time traveler making a visitation. All they had to do was attack the innocent to be seen as important. The children, the ones that are going to grow into adults and actually manifest this powerful reign in the future, they came back here to destroy the children. That would be that arcana. You've got forgiveness for your faith. You're seen as faithful. You're seen as true. You're not a militant destroyer. They couldn't flip you. They could not destroy the status of your soul and the regalness of your spirit. You were closely observed through your challenges and your suffering, and now you're coming into your purpose. You're seen as worthy of never-ending love. You've proven yourself faithful and true. That even when you were beaten down, you still loved you. They couldn't take it out of you. And now you're going to be disconnected from religion because they were causing hardship. And you're getting a compass you're getting a new path. You're a wholesome person and you survived. You may even get a limelight position. This may very well be announced, like people will know. I mean, people know already in the spirit, I think, but this is going to probably be announced very soon in the 3D. It's going to become known that these devils cannot fight with you. They cannot talk to you. They cannot take part in your future. They can no longer destroy your love or make you afraid to love. They can't fill your world with fear around love anymore. Whoever this group is, I mean, they came back into this time and they seeded and they did so many atrocious things, but it was a cycle. It had to occur. So you are a star, you're a rejuvenator, and you've got somebody here with some horrible habitual patterns. They're confused about it. They were taught to be this way. And you're leaving. You're leaving. Excuse me. You're leaving, and they're challenged because you're coming into your inheritance, your prosperity. You don't have to run anymore from love. You don't have to run anymore from love. You don't want to run anymore from love. They're challenged by this. You don't want to run anymore from love. You're tired of these shysters coming in, gaining a loving connection, and then neglecting you based on the teachings of an a-hole trying to manipulate the future and the past. There's nothing special about them except that they've got a hold of some technology, some knowledge that allowed them to come back here and be so disruptive. And that should be stripped from them and all of their cohorts that are still here trying to leech onto others' real estate. So the thing is, for me anyway, is to be, in my own life, is to be patient. They lost, yeah. They lost. They lost to love. You're coming into your inheritance. You don't have to run, or you don't want to run anymore from love. You're going to be given a life that you. Oh, that's what he said. The people will be given a life that they don't want to run away from. The people will be given a life that they don't want to run away from. And I don't want to run anymore. It's literally right here. They lost. The time traveling mofos lost. They couldn't destroy the love in you. They couldn't destroy your love of others. Even though you had been brutalized, you know that because the love is in you, it is also in others. You just don't know because this has been so, they've been buried under shit for so long. Struggle. The struggle is ending. Yay! Look. The struggle is ending. You're leaving. You're leaving. They lost. And I see this as it could be a bifurcation, trifurcation, however you want to look at the timeline split. I mean, this is timeline demographics or whatever. I mean, we had a time traveler come back here to teach people how to destroy familial units and to harm the children and to take the sovereignty out of them and to flip them and to do all kinds of nasty shit, trying to destroy them from becoming the emperor that would have all the wealth and the money and be so damn serious about families. Oh yeah, they tried, honey. They tried to destroy it. They wanted to be a forever floozy. But that struggle is ending. These are the ones who really feel that their swaying is like God's gift to the multiverse, you know, but it's just not, you know, because they can't grow life. They can't put off a freaking sonic boom, bang, swing in the womb creation. They can't have that. They don't have that. But they want it to be seen as this. They want it to be seen as the mother. The creator. They want it to be seen as the creator. And all they can do is spill a seed. They can't grow it. And I mean no disrespect to our divine masculines out there. We certainly need their presence, but they have a right thinking and a healthy respect for the union. Whereas these ones just wanted to destroy everything except, and then raise their own, you know, elevate their own idea of self. It was weird. They are not the same as our divine masculine. This is our divine masculine. prophesied to be here at this time. The struggle is ending. The struggle is ending. So the wheel is turned and we have an expected outcome. The Hierophant. Oh, messenger. You're moving away from this. Leaving it behind. This is in the past. The wheel has turned on the dark side. You're moving forward. This is in the past. As planned. So the Hierophant's here dealing with prideful people who chose to separate from source. We got some fierce stuff here. The Hierophant's very fierce regarding prideful people. The prideful people may be trying to be fierce, acting aggressive, trying to protect themselves. They're not allowed to communicate with you. They can't communicate with you. You're in your soul tie here. You're always connected to whoever it is you're spiritually with, united with. These ones are under judgment. They want forgiveness. There's something going on with their body. Secrets. Their secrets are out. They could be spilling all their secrets, trying to gain forgiveness. They could be telling all their secrets. Got the Devil here, guilty, feeling the pain from the damage they've caused. They're the teacher. They could be an explorer teacher who brought back knowledge to try to disrupt this beautiful, loyal relationship or partnership or union. Crumbling. Yeah, everything for this teacher is crumbling. They've been found guilty. Everything that they've been trying to do is crumbling all around them. They're afraid of this emperor who takes responsibility very, very seriously. It was prophesied that he'd be here, that he'd be doing this stuff, and that their entire shebang would crumble, and it certainly is. They got to face it. They got to face themselves. They've got to face themselves. This habitual pattern, they're confused about it. They've lost. They don't know why this didn't work. This academic, I don't know how many generations this has been seeded into, but they really thought they had it figured out. But they knew this. They knew this. There was a prophecy. They tried to stop a prophecy. They tried to stop a scenario and a coming together that was ordained by the Most High God. They tried to strip the Most High God of its authority regarding unions, procreations, foundational stability, all of that. This devil tried to come in. It was a fight with God. This devil tried to come in and tell God how to run the show and to take away all the rewards to the people that he said, this is your reward. They tried to play God. Tempted. So they were in competition with secrets. They were lying, dishonesty, bohemian in the reverse. They're not an artist. They're not a creator. They're just a snake. Wanting to take part in the gain without actually working for it. So they wanted the gain, but they wanted to destroy that which made gain possible. Burned. They could be getting burned for being childish, adrift. That's totally dismantled. What I'm getting from this is a complete dismantling, a complete undoing, and maybe even a burning of the childish behaviors, the childish ways, the childish methods. And by burning, I mean eliminated from the foundation. You could read this also as these childish people have hurt you and made it very difficult for you to trust because they were unwilling to settle down and all they wanted to do was just play games with you. But the thing is that this was a special scenario that was created by this devilish time traveler, and they were trying to get you tangled up in games. They were playing at love. They were playing at love, and now they're unable to free themselves. They got all tangled up in it, and now they want to escape. You were just a conquest. You were just another notch in the headboard, but they had a blind spot. The blind spot was they've allowed themselves to become an empty vessel in exchange for material gain. They gave up. They gave up the seed that Source filled them with. They gave it away. And now there's no more connection. And they're crushed because they're guilty of making life hard for you. They could be, or they're going to be on a rocky and rough road at a distance, a long, rocky, long road. I don't know, whatever this timeline dynamics is, the master is here and these people are haunted by it. So there are remnants of these devilish folks. Not all of them have been dealt with. They're targeting people who have real estate, specifically women that are coming into their reward. They want to come in. They want to play at love. But it's only so that they can take the wealth. So I'm just, for myself, I'm very cautious. I'm not going, I know that the Most High is going to lead me right where I need to be. And you know what I think about this? Like the other day I went for a joyride, right? A few months back or whatever. There's a video about it. And I was just driving aimlessly, eating my chips, enjoying the sunny weather, listening to nice music and the trees and the forest and all of that. And I drove and drove and drove, and I took so many turns left and right and back and forth, and I wound up at the Empress's estate. A sweet surprise, a gift that just made my inner child so happy. And and this is the way. It's like you may not have any idea where you're going, but you're going to wind up exactly where you need to be. Don't even sweat it. Don't be concerned about it. Blind faith. Blind faith. He's like, I got you. You're going right where you need to be, and there is no other way that that's going to be. This time traveler convinced these people that the Most High God was stupid, incapable, weak. And they thought it was true. I mean, some of these ones say, I don't eat my friends. Okay, whatever, you know, but that's what they do. God eaters, rapists, sex trafficking and the mother. Horrible. The struggle is ending. They lost. They lost your love and any connection to it. You're disciplined. You know you can accomplish anything that you set your mind to. And when this world tried to tell you that you were not lovable, you were not worthy of protection and safety, when they told you that the only thing you deserved was a life that you had to struggle and survive through, they lied. But in your vulnerability, they felt free to be authentic. And everything was recorded and seen. Truthfully, honestly, there's no way that they can ever deny it. Irrefutable, cycle after cycle, choices were made. Failure. Failure. You don't have to run from love anymore. The struggle is ending. The struggle is ending. And challenges are the best way to learn. Challenges are the best way to see what's inside of a being. What are you made out of? Where are you going to apply your loyalty? And when they strip everything away from you, will you continue to be true to you? You did. You didn't go to the dark side. You didn't go there. They couldn't flip you. And you know what? The Most High knew that that was not going to be done. They knew. He knew they would not be able to flip you. You might not have known it, but you chose to focus on the lighter side of life and it pulled you through. And that could be the message. Consistently is what you've shown yourself to be. These ones are in grief because the Hierophant is here, the Most High is here. They let their pride get in the way of their connection. They let their pride and their need for stuff, their idea of self-importance, the grandeur, right? They're being met with a fierce service. Brought down by the Most High upon the heads of the prideful. You got a soul tie here, spiritual union, connected in on your soul, harmonized. And these ones, they can't even talk to you anymore. They can't communicate. There won't be any fighting called communication. It's going to be a trustworthy, intimately connected union. So the union is, it's not just physical, right? Like in the 3D, how everybody's in the solitary confinement within their own mind and they can't really connect properly. This union, it's not going to be a struggle. The communication, it's not going to be a struggle to communicate because you're intimately, telepathically connected. the inner voice. Everything about you and everything about your partner is felt, understood, known clearly. There's no confusion. It's trustworthy. Nobody's hiding. Nobody's playing any games. It's like that, I guess it's like the spouse who, ding ding, texts you every half hour. What you doing now? What you doing now? What you doing now? Well, they won't have to do any of that because you're like right here, and you're right here, and you're right here. All your essence, all of you is connected, and they can feel you, and you can feel them, and all of this. And you can be certain of it. So these ones are under judgment. They want forgiveness. There's something going on with their body. They're spilling all their secrets. So the foundation is still being cleared, and there are those stalkers out there looking for, I'll say women because it's a masculine voice I'm hearing. So they're targeting single women who have real estate. Just so you know, I would suggest that you just wait for the Most High to lead you, and don't just be enamored by love bombing. Who they want to be in your house. Oh. So they're under judgment. They want forgiveness. Something's going on with their body. They're spilling all their secrets. And we got perseverance in the reverse. They're not persevering. They're not able to persevere through this judgment. Devilish energy, codependent and toxic, very abusive, very neglectful, feeling the pain from the damage they have caused. This is a teacher, I feel, and from the future who came back to this specific realm to destroy the regal and royal families of the future. Those royal, faithful, beautiful, powerful family trees full of light. The family structure is going to be powerful. It's like, these ones wanted to be seen as powerful. They wanted to be seen as the authority. They wanted to be seen as the one who had it all together. While they destroyed the family units, they kept taking the father out of the home, whether it be with a war, causing him to die or whatever. And they really just threw everything off with the intention of completely destroying the bond of the family tree. They plant the star seeds into narcissistic families, and they guide them unconsciously to try to destroy them, to try to flip them. But you didn't go there. You did not go there. You're like, I'm not going there. I'm the black sheep, and I don't think like you, and I'm not doing that. That's what you said. You said, I'm going here. I'm looking at the lighter side of life. I'm not dealing with this crap. And the Most High knew you were going to do that. They had faith in you. The divine had faith in you that you would not flip. Even through extensive amounts of suffering, you would not flip. You would hold firm in your love, and you did. And now you're being rewarded with a love that you won't have to run away from, that you won't want to run away from. The devil, feeling the damage that they've caused, they're a teacher of this horrific bullshit, and everything is crumbling around them. You're very confident. They're crumbling. They have to face it. You possess gifts of the soul that benefit you and others. They have to face it. They don't have it. They're, where was that? That was an empty vessel. They emptied out their vessel to this snake for material wealth and a promise that they could destroy the family unit and take all the wealth and be seen as the creator of it. I've seen the family tree or a family tree. Your family trees are going to be so full of light. You have experienced this darkness, and so your roots will go very deep. And as deeply as your pain has been is how that tree is going to rise and lift, right? So the deeper your roots, the higher the crown. It's your reward. Nobody's going to knock that tree over. Nobody. The deeper your suffering, the higher your crown. Magnificent family tree. These ones have to face it. There's no courage. They have no courage. It's prophesied. They were in competition. And you know what they did in this competition? They gave you the suffering to run your roots deep. But you didn't get stuck there. You rose up like that phoenix. You sprouted like that little seed, and your crown, the top of that little plant that was growing within you, whoop, it reached up and you didn't get stuck there. Your roots are there. Firmly planted. Denial. They were trying to fight for your territory, your real estate, your land, your finances, your stability, your business, your creation. They wanted to be seen as the ones who put that all together. But it's very clear that they were time-traveling little hoe bag liars, and they're being denied. They're in denial. They're in fear. It says, I acknowledge my fear. And I replace it with the insight of awareness. So they now have awareness. They denied the Creator and their connection. They refused to work for the reward. They decided to get brutal and to become destroyers. And they thought that they were going to get benefit. You're moving on into a relationships that serve the higher good. Meaning strengthen. That will have growth in consciousness and awareness and in all other ways. Balanced growth. Roots firmly planted in the pain and the suffering. Risen like a phoenix, merged with your crown and harmonized in this balanced state. So in the middle ground, no matter how many storms come by, you're not going to be shaken. And they're in fear about that. They're in doubt about that. This change, they're in regret over this change. But you are patient. You were patient. You accepted that everything happens in divine order. You know what your purpose is. And even if you didn't know what your purpose is, if you went inside when the world was kicking you in your teeth and telling you weren't deserving of love or protection or anything, stability, you went inside and you said, oh, yes, I am. And if the world won't give it to me, I'll give it to me. And even if you were on the street living in your car or whatever, you still loved you. You still put food in that mouth. and tried to sustain your life. They're in grief over their envy of your peace. The envious are in grief over your peace. They couldn't stick you in darkness. You wouldn't go there. You wouldn't go there. That was all imagination. They thought they were going to be blaming you and making you lonely forever. But when you were alone, you knew that you were never alone. You know why? Because you didn't sever your connection with the source. The more they forced you into solitude, the stronger that bond got. And it got you your freedom because you're empathic. There is this empathy, like this connection. I really feel that the Most High felt everything you went through. You know, but research is research, man. And you cannot rush it. You cannot rush it. So these ones who have habitual patterns, they're confused about your rejuvenation, about your renewal, the fact that you came back from all of the neglect that they piled on you, and that you're not running from love. You're not running from love. You don't have to anymore. They lost. They failed. They want to apologize to the family. You're leaving. You're disciplined. Their knowledge failed. They're stubborn. They're sick. They're sick about it. They're very arrogant, very stubborn. They're a sore loser. King of Cups is here. They neglected this King of Cups. Or this King of Cups is here managing this explorer who neglected people. And the struggle is ending. What is this King of Cups doing? Is he killing them with kindness? Pouring the love onto this devil. Pouring the love on, and it's causing pain. Stress. They're stressed out. Those who brought you adversity, they're stressed out because you knew that challenges are the best way to learn. You accepted the challenge, as painful as it was, and you rose above it. And you did it in a good way, which caused them to fall into a trap. Whatever they couldn't stick on you went back to them. And I think that that's the trick, you know. They were told that all they had to do was what? Give up their soul dedicate their lives to this confusion or whatever, this aggressive, neglectful behavior, and that they would win. But did they know that if they lost, did they know what would happen? They gave away their connection to the one who could pull them out of it. And now they're not connected. They're not part of. They're not seen as connected. So there's a fierce service happening now. And a very aggressive, fierce service. And a win. The Hierophant. You're in a soul tie, a spiritual soul tie. You're in a kingdom union. Strategy. As predicted. This is mind reading. So this is telepathically connected. Intimately, intuitively connected. And you're not fighting. It's very clear understanding. There's no misconception in your communication here. Everything is known very clearly. You are seen 100% authentically. Not just in your outward expression, you know what people in their own little bodies are doing, but in this connection, it's the inner voice. So it's like when you wake up in the morning, you know, your first thought, your first prayer, whatever it is, goes here. This neglect caused a greater bond with that which you desired in your life, even though it was stealthy, ninja, you know. There was a whole lot of investigating and research going on. It's amazing to me how steady true divine masculine and feminines can be when they are in the storm of their family's suffering, hearing them cry out, you know, in this painful nervous system destroying, mental tearing, you know, all this. And they stood in that storm and they felt it. Where did that go? The empathy card. They felt it. And yet they didn't allow it to deter them from finding all the details about the truth. That you can't jump the gun on something like this if you wish to be successful. And the fact that they were able to withstand all of that suffering, you know, to stand in the middle of our storm as we were like just pleading in this pain energy. When they're empathic. I mean, think about all of us. You know, it's bad enough when we're in it ourselves and we're feeling our own personal stuff, but when the Most High is empathically connected to all the family and we're all mentally connected, intimately, the inner voice, right? They know all the bullying, and yet they stayed steady and they stayed on purpose. They stayed focused and they got exactly the information that was necessary in order to bring an ending to the struggle. And now you're having sweet dreams. These ones are not going to persevere. Their secrets are all out. They want forgiveness. There's something going on with their body. They're not able to persevere, and you're having sweet dreams. You're comfortable because they're not attacking you anymore. This codependent devilish energy, although they are still stalking, you know, the ones remaining, they're still stalking, but they're very much, cursed. They're cursed and in a nightmare from all the rituals they did. They chose it, and they're being rejected by the Most High. They emptied out their vessel. They gave away their light and their connection in favor of this. And everything's crumbling, and the mask wearers are being rejected. They tried to curse your gifts of the soul, but what they did was they cursed their own. They cursed their own gifts of the soul. Whatever curses they wanted to place on your gifts of the soul, on your self-esteem, on your ability to love and love self, to be a blessing in the world, it's on them now. And everything's crumbling. The Emperor is here, very serious about these familial responsibilities. It was prophesied. These ones don't have any courage. They got to face it. What did they do? They got to face it. The Emperor is here. The Most High is here. They're fiercely protecting these kingdom unions. Very much connected in the mental body. Somebody is praying. They have to face it. Whatever this religion is, religion. Those who were doing religion, they don't have any courage. They got to face it. Is the religion behind this? Is this religious people, religious explorers? It's what it appears to be. Religion has to face it. They don't have any courage. Those who used prayers in a negative way, maybe. Those who used their relationship, they flipped it. They emptied out their vessel. They gave it to the dark side, and then they continued to pray on your downfall. They went from P-R-A-Y to P-R-E-Y. P-R-E-Y, pray. Religion. Full of predators. Prayers. Competing here. In a Five of Wands, they got a lot of secrets. They lied. They're not creators. They were tempted by the dark. And they're in denial. They've been wearing your energy and your skin and your title and your characteristics for so long. They're denying. They don't even know who they are. They're denied the adventure. They're being denied adventure. You're going on an adventure of eternal love. And you're going to have a business, an eternity of soulmate love. And you're going to have a business together. It's going to be a wonderful investment, a mega project. This is going to be huge for you. And it's no wonder that these time travelers came back to try to destroy it. You're very successful in the future. You're very successful in the future. They could not destroy you. Now they're disappointed and they're in danger. A whole network. The whole network that was trying to rob you. That was trying to rob you blind. They're now overwhelmed by their commitments. They're fighting. They're in conflict. You're they're in conflict with your alliances. Trustworthy, honest alliances, because they were dominating you, trying to stop your ability to love yourself. They were tempted to hurt you. And now they want to compromise. But you've got a promise of a reunion here. And the prideful are being separated from you. It's a promise. Between the two of you, your kingdom spouse and you, and Spirit, the Most High, and that team on the other side of that apple. Spirit was like, long time ago, told me there was more coming from that side of the apple. They were very upset and frustrated because the people have been walking around in this veil of amnesia and not participating, in symbiosis, creation. So we're coming back to this. It's a vow. It's promised. And these ones, it was just a daydream. It was an illusion. And they're protesting because now they're being confined. And it's justice. So I know that everybody has been, there is a promise of kingdom unions and all of that. And of course, you're going to do what it is you do as the Bohemian, as the sovereign being here, in charge of your own life, in charge of the way that you view love, and for yourself and for others. Of course, you're going to do whatever you are going to do. All I can say is that there are masculines out there of this devilish energy who are being cut out, and they're bound up in these commitments, and they're in a nightmare, and they're targeting women who have, and maybe whoever identifies as feminine, who has real estate. Okay, I'm just getting a message. I'll see you on the next one, everybody.